Don't tell me you learned how to spell. You did not learn how to spell. Quit faking it. Good morning. We are quartzite. We're actually at the location of last year's RTR. It's pretty empty out here. The reason I came down this far was I was up the road. This is Scaddan Wash. I pulled in here about 2 weeks ago. Not supposed to be here longer than 2 weeks. I pulled in here, it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. Excuse me, dude. Trying to talk here. It's not time yet. Wants to go for a WALK. Don't tell me you learned how to spell. You did not learn how to spell. Quit faking it. Quit faking it. I know you only went through 4th grade and then you dropped out of school to help support the household. So anyways, I was up the road there and I pulled in a couple weeks ago and it was empty. You know, there were some people within view, but I was quite far away from anybody. And turned out that I was right around the corner from where the partiar was going to be held. And as the days went on, people started showing up and more people started showing up. And so by the time we pulled out of there yesterday, I had, within 100 yards, I had 75 rigs now. And unacceptable for me because several reasons. I prefer to be a little bit in more solitude like we are here, so that I can do things like I am right now, talking to myself, and Lefty's not barking at people. Anybody that walks near the rig, he goes and barks at them. And that just, I don't need that. So yesterday we drove up into Parker I washed the truck, and you can see it looks a little bit better now. I'm trying to get the bugs off. We had some bugs from, a few weeks ago we drove somewhere where there were a lot of insects flying and got plastered, so tried to get most of them off. I really do need to get up there with a scrubby sponge and get the rest of them off, but I got most of them. So we went up to Parker yesterday and restocked groceries, assorted things that we needed, and then came back into quartzite, got a shower. The big laundromat there with the showers in quartzite, I stopped in the morning on our way out of town and they were swamped. They had about a 40-minute wait for a shower. And the guy said, come back this afternoon, it'll be quiet. So when we were on our way back into town, I stopped in there, got right into the shower. I actually ran into a guy named Paul, and Paul was our first solar install at the van build, and I'll put a picture somewhere here because I had snapped a couple photos of his rig. It was a big install. He had a, was it a Transit, high roof, extended wheelbase. I think it was dark blue. Nice looking van. And we installed solar system and some USB panels and things like that. But it was our first install. Super nice guy. It took us the first whole day and then a good portion of the second day to get him finished. Really nice guy, but I ran into him at the laundromat and we talked for a while. It was really nice to see him. Super nice guy. Said the solar is working perfect. Everything's working out well. But that was interesting. So I got my shower and then we pulled back out here. My plan was to not go back to location that I was because there were so many people there. And to come out here, and we kind of scouted this place when we were on our morning walk. I came down here and found that there was nobody on this whole finger here of this plateau, and got a landmark. There's a double-headed cactus right up just past those bushes right there. And I said, okay, we're going to make our way back down there. And so we ended up coming a little bit farther than the double-headed cactus because this is a nice level area right here. I pulled so we're pointed out into the scrub here and getting good sun all day on this side of the truck, which is nice for him. He loves laying in the sun out here. So we're going to stay here. This is Saturday. Tuesday, my bike is supposed to be ready for pickup up in Scottsdale. So Saturday, today, and then Tuesday morning early, jump in the truck and go up to Scottsdale to pick up the bike. It's about a 2.5 hour drive each way, so that's going to be a long day. So I want to get up there early so that we can turn around with the bike and get back down here and get resituated before it gets dark. So you can see here, there are a couple rigs off in the distance, but nobody at all is on this finger that I'm on, which is really nice. So we're going to take our WALK, out in this area here in the scrub and see what we see. So great day. So the PAR-TR is happening right about down in there, probably a half a mile from here, as the crow flies. The roadway is up this way here. To leave out of where we are right now, you have to go through on the main road and down that wash that everybody was concerned about last year. And I think I put it in an earlier video that Lefty and I found it one morning when we were walking. So you have to cross that wash, and then a second smaller one, and then you get to this area here. So we're going to be right here a few days, and then if the plan continues after we get the bike, we'll come right back here and stay, because I'm not in any hurry to go anywhere else. I'm just hanging out and getting better at taking care of us on our own here. Okay, everybody, thank you. Okay, I'm going to bring you all along, headed out of Scaddan Wash. So this is the area where the RTR was last year, and I think years before that it was also right down in this area. It's where the PAR-TR was this year. And so earlier I said that I was parked up the road earlier a little ways, and just coming up here on the left is where I was originally, all by myself. But now you can see that there's a whole slew of rigs over there that showed up. Well, just gotta let this guy pass me real quick. I typically only go between 8 and 12 miles an hour on these dirt roads. And I actually come to a crawl if I'm going over some uneven bumps. But this road isn't too bad. It's a pretty well-traveled road. It's a well-known road that a lot of vehicles go down, especially when there's a gathering. We had the Halloween gathering was down this same area back in October with Tile and his tent setups and the music there. That was a great gathering. That's when I was with Chad still. We had just come into the area. So just wanted to give you guys a sense of what it's like driving out in this area. There are a lot of rocks, obviously, but this road, again, isn't too bad. Once we get up a little bit farther and actually onto the pavement, then it gets really rough. The road that leads to this, the paved road that leads to this dirt road, is not maintained. and it is probably the worst long stretch of road that I've ever been on, and I just hate going up and down it. I can usually get the truck up to about 25 or 30, and it seems to skim over all the cracks, but I still just hate traveling up and down that road. Okay, that last little hill climb there, and now you're looking at Interstate 10. Oh, off to the left here, the most unique vehicle. Someone took a semi, like a Volvo semi, then they took a school bus and they chopped the front end off the school bus and turned it into a fifth wheel and hooked it to the back of this big truck, this Volvo big truck. I think, yeah, Camper Van Kevin did a video with the owner of the truck that came out a few weeks ago. But that thing was one of the most unique, I'm gonna say odd looking things that I've ever seen out here on the road. Now take a look at the condition of this paved road. Now it's unmaintained, it's so cracked and torn up. You got to really keep your eyes peeled. There's some spots where you have to come to a stop and then drive over on the side in the dirt because the holes are so big and deep that you'll bend a rim if you go through it. A lot of people just drive entirely off on the side of the road in the dirt, but boy, I wish they would fix this, and it's several miles. So off on the right there, you can see that's Interstate 10, which is right next to the area that we were camped at. We're going to be jumping on Interstate 10 to head up to Phoenix to pick up the bike at the service shop, and then just turning right back around and driving right back. And so unfortunately, it was a terrible overcast day. It actually rained a good portion of the drive up there, and then it rained pretty hard when we were right in the Scottsdale, Phoenix area and headed back, and then it finally cleared up about halfway back and was clear by the time we came back into the Quartzsite area. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the notification icon so you know when these new videos come out. And thanks everyone.